draft in at the end for sure. So Packers reportedly schedule a top 30 visit with Colorado State wide receiver Tory Horton. You guys know Jacob. This is his guy, right? Am I wrong, guys? Was he not the one?
This is for the beard right here for sure.
This is Rusty's girl right here.
Rusty Undercarriage's girl right here. So we got Tory Horton out of Colorado State. Obviously, the Packers scheduled a top 30 visit with him, eyeing him as a dynamic playmaker in the 2025 NFL Draft, ranked number 108 on our PTA big board. Horton boasts a lean 6'2", 196-pound frame with elite speed and explosiveness, offering Green Bay a versatile weapon capable of stretching defenses, thriving in the slot or outside. Now, I wanted to go a different route with this one. A lot of these guys we're hearing, I think the past 4 or 5 that we've broken down in terms of top 30 visits, they were, through the roof coming out of high school, right? They were like 5-star recruits, 4-star recruits, 90 ratings. Let me say this real quick. iRock, I see you in the chat, buddy. Reach out to me. Email PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. It'd be easier to text 865-658-5824 so I can get your info and send you the autographed rookie Oladapo card that you won in the last giveaway, buddy. Appreciate you swinging through, man. So here's what I wanted to point out with this. This is from On3 here. Look at this. So he was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school with a 79.51. All right. 79.51 rate. So that's not very high, right? 3-star recruit. But notice where On3 had him as he was leaving college, like the college rating. 4-star with a 92.00. So we're looking at some of these athletes that come out of high school and they're highly touted. But when it comes to Tory Horton, it sounds like he got way better in college. Or at least in some cases, you get these 3-star athletes and they're kind of slept on. And then they get to college, you go, holy cow, this dude was way better than we thought. So On3 kind of adjusts as they go through college, if that makes sense. So 3-star recruit from Washington High School in Fresno, California in the 2020 class. Horton earned a 79.51 grade from On3 ranking as the number, listen to this, 2,295th overall prospect nationally and the 114th athlete. At 6'2", 175, he showcased exceptional speed and ball skills, recording 62 receptions for 1,212 yards and 15 touchdowns as a senior, leading Washington to a California Central Section Division I playoff appearance. A multi-sport athlete, football, basketball, and track, his 4.45 40-yard dash and 38-inch vertical earned him all CIF Central Section honors. Horton committed to Nevada over offers from Northern Colorado, Montana, and Boise State, viewed as a raw but high upside talent with elite athleticism. All right, college statistics. Horton's 5-year college career across Nevada and Colorado State showcases consistent production with a standout 2023 season at Nevada from 2020 through 2021. In 2020, he played 9 games, catching 20 passes for 336 yards, but had 5 touchdowns. You'll notice the touchdowns is what really sticks out here. In 2021, he played 12 games, recording 52 receptions for 659 yards and 5 touchdowns. Transferring to Colorado State before the 2022 season, he played 12 games, hauling in 71 catches for 1,131 yards and 8 touchdowns, earning first-team All-Mountain West honors. In 2023 at Colorado State, he played 12 games, posting 96 receptions for 1,136 yards and 8 touchdowns, again earning first-team All-Mountain West. In 24 at Colorado State, a midseason knee injury limited him to 6 games where he recorded 26 receptions for 353 yards and a touchdown, earning second-team All-Mountain West. Career totals in college, 51 games, 265 receptions, 3,615 yards, 27 touchdowns, plus 12 rushes for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. So when you look at the PFF grades, starting in 2020, 70.5, 69.0, jumps to a 78.9. In 2023, he jumps all the way to an 87.9. And then, of course, the knee injury, it kind of comes back somewhat incomplete for 24, where he finished with an 82.3. I think there's a lot to like here. I think the beard's on one here, boys. I really do. You're muted, Emilio.
Yep, that's on me. I think so, too. The fact that he's still a second team All-American or, second team Mountain West Division playing on half the season. I mean, he was turning it up for those 6 games. So I love to see that. I think that the beard is definitely onto something here.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he meets the thresholds, right? He's got the build that we're looking for at receiver. And I don't know. I think Jacob's on one. I agree. I mean, he's no Jaden Higgins,
Not-
right? But
And he's no Emeka Egbuka. And who do you
Right,
like, Emilio?
right.
All right, here we go. Here's the detailed scouting report from Dane Brugler himself. A 2-year starter at Colorado State, Horton was primarily an outside receiver on the right side of the formation in Jay Norvell's version of the air raid. After ranking top 5 in FBS and catches with 96 and first down grabs, he had 57 first down catches in 2023. He returned for his super senior season in 24, but played in just 5 games because of a right knee injury and fell 35 receiving yards shy of the Mountain West career record. He would have broke that record. Go ahead, Emilio.
I have a question.
On my knee.
That's exactly my question, Rogers. Are we putting the box on him, or what are we thinking? Are we hitting him with a red box this last year or no?
The way I look at it is they can have an injury and be free of the red box. I want to know the questions have been answered. And I'm pretty sure he's got a complete RAS, right?
Yep. Looks like Greg said a 983.
There you go. So let's run it by everybody. Personally, I don't think he needs it because that tells me he's good to go. I like red box that's saying, hey, had an injury, may not be completely healthy from.
Maybe didn't run, didn't complete in the combine, all that stuff. Okay, I like it.
Like Will Johnson's another one. Now, Will Johnson had his little private workout, and everybody's like, all right, we finally get to see Will Johnson run. He refused to run the 40. So everybody's like, what the hell? Keep the red box. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because he didn't kind of check that. So, but yeah, the fact that he would have had the Mountain West career record is wild if he hadn't got hurt. However, he will continue Colorado State's impressive run of producing pass-catching draft picks. So recently they had Trey McBride. I think he was a tight end. Olabisi Johnson, Michael Gallup, and Rashard Higgins. All right, Horton is field fast and flashes an explosive gear on downfield and crossing routes, 35 combined catches for 20 yards or more from 22 to 23 seasons, 7th most in the FBS. That's wild. So big, explosive top receiver. His ball skills and route timing can be disrupted by physical defensive backs, but his vertical speed will also open up comebacks, digs, and underneath routes. Or underneath runways, sorry. Overall, Horton must tighten his route running and get stronger, but his fluidity, speed, and natural tracking skills can be weaponized by the right coaching staff. He projects as a rotational Z receiver / punt returner who can gradually push for starting flanker reps. All right,
did you say punt returner?
Hey, dude, when I hear that moving Z mentioned, you know that Matt LaFleur's ears perk up every time.
Okay.
Because the more guys you've got that can play F in his offense and understand the choice route, aspect of his offense, the more versatile you can be as an offense. Everybody just looking for that big jump ball guy stretch the field. That's not Matt LaFleur's offense. Yep. Are there times you need it and can use it? Absolutely. Anybody can. But that's not – Matt LaFleur ain't going out there and drawing up a play and go, all right, boys, right here, we're just going to chuck that son of a gun – 55 yards into triple coverage. I don't care what the coverage is. We're taking a shot here. Of course, he don't talk like that anyway, but you get right.
Well, the fact that you could rotate flyers, I mean,
right.
Kind of like the hockey line on defense, but using a guy, all right, you have to run full speed across the line of scrimmage, 50 yards across before the snap. Then I want you to zipper back. Then I want you to do an orbit. All right, get you out. Jaden Reed, get in here, run 3 more of those. Then run a deep cross at the end of that, at the end of your motion. All that stuff could add up. So I love that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the more guys that can run those type of routes for us, the better we're going to be on offense. I mean, a defense can't, you can't really latch on to one player then in that situation.
Right.
That happened a little bit last year. I mean, you saw Reed in the flyer, and the defense kind of knew what was up. And sometimes that worked to our advantage because we use that, for deception purposes. Mm-hmm. And then you hit another open guy. But if you've got multiple guys capable of running plays like that, I mean, it might explain the top 30 visit. I'm sure Matt LaFleur was probably pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and the other thing too, if you go back to 2023, the reason we struggled opening the season there in that first quarter of the season was Jordan Love was trying to force the ball to Christian Watson. And the second he stopped trying to force it to Christian Watson, everything opened up. And then later on, Christian Watson becomes, way more open. You get those opportunities. So that can be it's good to have that dominant, big body, real fast receiver. Don't get me wrong. But if you try to just go to the well over and over and over and over, you're going to be playing from behind in a lot of cases for sure. So, all right, gliding. Here's his strengths. Gliding speed, probably stride length is the best way to describe it, right? and shows go and get it gear with 22.5 in-game miles per hour.
Wow.
That would be up. That might be the fastest in the NFL last year recorded. Because it's like you get into 21. Everybody in the top 10 is somewhere around 21 mile an hour. So someone do that for me real quick. If you can, do a quick Google search in the chat and find out who was the fastest recorded player in the 2024 NFL season in miles per hour. Can stack and separate vertically or sell double moves, shows healthy dose of crossers and over routes on film, and has feel for where to fit in the coverage, just finding those open spots. I love it. Able to flip his hips towards the ball and make smooth body adjustments or climb ladder on throws above the line of sight. Can start/stop in a blink to shake defenders after the catch, put more missed tackles on tape than expected. Offers value as a punt returner. He had 3 return touchdowns at Colorado State of 79, 78, and 72 yards. He averaged 16.3 yards per return, 26 attempts for 423 yards and 3 touchdowns. Had a passing touchdown. So he was 5 for 6 passing in his career for 151 yards and a touchdown with 1 interception. That's wild. 2-time team captain. Coach Norvell said, quote, "I've been around the kid for a long time, and he's made of the right stuff," end of quote. Set CSU single game record for receptions with 16 versus Colorado in 2023 and finished number 2 in career receiving yards with 3,615, both at Colorado State and in the Mountain West Conference. So what do we got a speed here from last year? Was it Cavante? Is that right? Yeah, Cavante Turpin of the Dallas Cowboys, 22.3 mile an hour. So if this mile per hour is correct, and Dane Brugler's not going to put it in his write-up if it's not true, Tory Horton was clocked running faster than any ball carrier in the National Football League last year. That's pretty wild. So you may see a 4.440, but when you're talking game speed and mile per hour, it might kind of equate out to a 4.3 type look. So
love it.
Very interesting. All right, injury and character concerns. Horton has been relatively durable, playing 51 games over 5 seasons, but a right knee sprain in October of 24 at Colorado State forced him to miss 6 games and limited his explosiveness late in the season. He did not return for a bowl game due to the injury. No other major injuries were reported at Nevada or Colorado State. Off the field, Horton is a high character leader, earning team captain honors in 23 and 24 at Colorado State. His transfer from Nevada to Colorado State was amicable. How would you say it? Amicable, right? Mm-hmm. That sounds right. We'll go with that. Driven by a desire for a new challenge, and he's been praised for his work ethic and mentorship of younger receivers. His community work in Fort Collins, including youth football camps, underscores his maturity. No off-field issues have been reported, though his age, 23, is a rookie, and lean frame may raise durability questions. And there's that RAS there, boys. Look at all that green across the board, man. 6'2", 196 pounds, a 37.5-inch vert with a 10.06 broad jump. Both of those proven to be a great explosion grade. 40-yard dash of 4.41, 20-yard split of 2.56, 10-yard split of 1.53. What I love about that is that's pretty even across the board when it comes to the 40. It's not like he's faster coming off the line as he is with top-end speed. When it's balanced like that and it's a good 40, that's what you want to see. His arm length at 30.6. Now the hand size at just 9 inches, little bit smaller than most receivers, but I don't think that's going to be a huge issue there for sure. No,
and according to PFF's draft guide, he has a real wide catch radius. So even with the small hands, slender frame, he has a huge catch radius and has really good and strong hands. Which I do like. And he said he glides. Long strides help him cover ground even without – they're saying he doesn't have great speed, but I think they need to reevaluate a little bit. I think he does have kind of that top-ender in-game speed.
Nice. Draft projection. Tory Horton projects as a 3rd to 5th round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, aligning with his 108 ranking on our PTA big board. Goes on to talk about the combine one last time there. Green Bay's need for speed threat to complement their young receiving core. His ceiling is a high-end wide receiver akin to Darnell Mooney, with the ability to stretch defenses in West Coast or spread offense, while his floor is a reliable wide receiver 3/4 due to to his slight build and limited physicality, the Packers' visit paired with his strong combine performance signals day 2 or early day 3 interest, though his knee injury recovery and pro day agility drills could affect his stock. He is the number 22 wide receiver on our PTA big board. All right, so when you go down the line here, back in February, he was considered a first-round pick according to Pro Football Focus in their mock drafts, okay? Back in August, way back in August, he was considered a first-round pick, right, as the college football season was getting kicked off. Draft Countdown, same thing, first-round pick, right around the 31 spot. Bleacher Report back in July, so right before the season started, had him in the 30 spot. Sharp Football Analysis back in May had him going 28. Now let's get to the most recent. Actually, no, this is April of 24. They had him going as high as 7. DraftWire did.
Wow.
So that huge 23 season going into this year, he was a slam dunk first round pick. If he doesn't hurt that knee, that's the only thing holding him up. And then you see the testing. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden people see him even higher than a third round pick now. But the most recent mocks, here we go, April 15th, a Titans website had him going in the 4th round. The Draft Network, Justin Milo, April 14th, had him going in the 5th round. And then that same Titans site, but a different guy in Will Lomas, had him going in the 5th round as well. So you could see, Tim, there was times he was considered a first-round pick, and now it sounds like he's settling in somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th round, most likely.
Yeah, that seems to kind of be the major consensus. Personally, I like him 4th round or later, depending on how things stack up for us. But and him being a little bit leaner, that's not a big deal, right? We can take him to Kroll's, cheese curds and butter burgers on us, no worries. We'll add a little, 10 pounds real quick, no worries.
Get him some cannolis, man. We'll be good.
Yeah, cannolis for dessert. There you go. And then right to the weight room, right? Just cut it up right away. But he, I think the thing that Emilio brought up is really interesting to me is like despite the smaller hand size, the catch radius is insane. So it means that he's probably physical at the catch point and, extremely athletic in the air, pursuing that ball. So you talked about the insane amount of first down conversion catches that he had last year. I mean, this guy is, you're talking about a 3rd or 4th receiver on your depth chart. You can do a lot worse than Tory Horton. So I just hope they don't reach for him. Like if we miss and we don't get anyone, say earlier, I don't know if I'd take a 3rd round pick on him. There's a couple other guys I like a little more, but I still think Tory Horton is fun to watch, man.
Yeah. Greg Rice says his draft number is all over the board. NFL mock draft database has him at 105, though. 7th pick on April and as late as round 5, which is pretty much what we just covered, right? So
right here, I just wanted to hit this. Coach was asking, is he a body catcher or is he more known to pluck the ball away from his frame? According to PFF, they have him as a true possession receiver. His hands are legitimate with a long catch radius, helping him record 86th percentile contested catch rate and a catch percentage above 92% in each of the past 2 seasons. They said limited flexibility and acceleration, but has crazy quick feet and really great hands out of his release, coach. And they said that as an effective receiver is to get off press really well. So I like that as well. I mean, if we're going to put him outside, if you're not running just a flyer, hey, I do need you to be able to, run that fade ball, but sell it, pull the safety, run that crosser, run the tornado route, whatever we need you to do.
Definitely. H.E. Solder said the visits are matching up with what your board looks like down to around the 4th round. Nice job, guys. Appreciate it, Solder. Put a lot of work into it. And again, it's not like we're looking at the prospects. I don't want to send the misrepresentation of what the board is. We're not watching the prospects and going, yeah, we got a 4th rounder on him. We're taking in all of the sources, all of the information that we trust. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's covering the draft, but people that we go, okay, this dude's legit. That guy's a former scout. This guy's been watching NFL films since the 1970s. Let's really incorporate their opinion. People like Dane Brugler, who does just one heck of a job. So appreciate the kind words there, Solder. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot putting that board together.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, in a way?
Notice I didn't mention Kiper, right? Go ahead.
That's it. I was telling you, though, every time I'd be listening to a pod and the name comes up, it's like, oh, I think pretty sure we had him around 104, 105, right. And then the names get jumbled. I'm like, man, now we don't know the numbers, but I remember where they are, and it's just crazy to see.
Really is, man. All right. Anything else on Tory Horton? Boys, we good?
No, I think we're good.
All right, let's move it along.
Jacob will cover some more on Tory Horton when he comes back for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He'll be like, I told you,